Welcome to Undo, the podcast where we rethink work, rest, and play. I'm Dulcie.
And I'm Yemisi. Hi.
And we are here to have the conversations that don't happen enough about ambition, identity, rest, joy, and doing life on your terms. So, if you are done shrinking, settling, or running on fumes, you are in the right place. Today, we're talking about something that most of us haven't been taught to take seriously. Play. Not productivity in disguise, not relaxation that has to be earned. We're talking about actual, factual joy. And here's the thing. At WorkWell, we believe that play is not optional. It's essential. That's why it's one of our 3 pillars. And today we're going to get into why we think it's so very important. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Let's do it. So we have all been taught that play is for kids, you know. It's one of those like quintessential images of childhood is playing, you know. And if you're not a child and you play, maybe you have too much time on your hands.
No, you know what? That phrase, it brings up a lot of memories for me. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't have anything doing, right? Or you save play for your holidays. But it's just not something that we are taught as adults that we ought to be prioritizing. You feel like you have to sort of justify joy. Like, as an adult, oh, it's not just me having fun. I've got to put my pottery on Instagram. It's not just me, you know, working out because it's fun. I've got to show myself spreading my nyash in Pilates on TikTok. You know, I've got to measure it. I've got to monetize it. I've got to productize it. I've got to make it into a performance rather than just like having a bit of fun. I think I'm quite naturally a very playful person. Mm-hmm. I like to play. I believe that play has a place in day-to-day life as an adult. I think anyone that's worked with me will know that I take my shit seriously, but I also love a bit of play. Mm-hmm. But also for me, play isn't jumping around because I'm also anemic, so I don't really do that too much. But for me, play is storytelling. It's making up wonderful worlds in my mind and engaging other people. It's kind of that, what's that word I'm looking for? Yes, and, you know, it's improvisation. It's curation. And so actually I think that I am very lucky in that I've worked in careers and I've had jobs that actually allow, if not demand, play as part of it. And most people don't have that wonderful privilege. I'm a big player and I believe so much in its ability to connect us with our truest selves, to connect us with our creativity, to connect us with each other. But I also know that it's something that for most adults is so frowned upon. What about you? Like, how have you felt versus how you now feel about play?
Yeah, like play for me has been, I had a very kind of playful childhood as many children do. And when I hear the word play in my childhood, I think about things like paper dolls and video games and Barbie dolls. Oh, not Barbie, the other one. Cindy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was Team Cindy. I took my play seriously, as you can imagine. And I remember things like, you know, paper dolls. I remember my mom confiscating my paper dolls one time. I was so upset because, like, I loved anything to do with just, like you said, imagination, because I'll make up stories, you know, with, you know, Barbie and Ken or Cindy and be in my head a lot. And I think books were an extension of that. I was a big reader. Like, I would hide away in the living, like in the parlor, because I didn't know one would think to look for me there. Because how dare I go into that? Yeah, I've hidden myself away so that I can read. Now that I reflect on my childhood, I actually had a good, like, play-filled childhood. And one of the things I kind of took with me into adulthood was definitely the whole video game thing, because that was something that it's one of those things that you just change the kind of games you play, right? But the medium is still the same. And so I carried that one thread with me.
Yeah.
I remember some of the best things I remember was actually shortly after having my daughter. There was this game called Borderlands 3 that came out. And I remember the most fun I had was just, this was me like in my late 30s on an online game with my brother and two of our family friends. We're just there like playing. We even had a WhatsApp group for those specific games.
This is what I was saying. So we had a chat before recording today, and this is what I was saying about these games and playing the time portal. It takes you back to a different version of yourself, often a younger, not necessarily happier, but just it connects you with the joy of another time. And that's even if you're doing it alone. I can't imagine to do it with your brother and with your other family members and just have that moment. You know, I think we think about making memories and stuff. That's a form of memory making and connection. It's so beautiful.
Like, you know, you're right, because as I was saying it to you, I had this massive smile on my face.
Yeah, I was smiling. I wasn't even there.
I could see it in my mind's eye. It was just so much fun. So how do I feel about play? So for me, play has always been a part of my life in some way, shape or form. But I think as I grew older, what started to grow alongside my love of play was the guilt associated with playing. There was a time actually in my marriage that I used to hide. Like, I'll be playing something on my computer. My husband will come to the room and I'll like change the screen.
Oh, wow.
And it's not like but I was like projecting.
It's a learned thing as well.
Yeah. So like from child, like when you're supposed to do your homework and you're doing playing. So I took that into my relationship, and then he was always wondering like, what? Like I don't.
What's the problem?
And so I had to do some work with the guilt associated with play. So that's one thing that actually came into my life in adulthood was. I didn't stop playing, but I played less. And when I did play, I had guilt about it because I felt like I needed to earn play. So over time now, I'm learning how to allow myself to enjoy play. So I've rediscovered my love for arts and crafts and things like that as well. And the great thing about it is there are things that I can do with my daughter. So I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. I'm still spending that precious time with her, but at the same time, I'm not sacrificing my need for play. Play doesn't have to look a certain way. As long as you are engaging in a joyful activity that doesn't have any specific outcome, I classify that as play.
Absolutely. Wonderful. So I'm hoping that people listening are, if they aren't already all about play, I'm hoping it's warming them up to how varied play can be. And I think I want to just dwell a bit on the importance of it, because genuinely when we take play out of our lives, we lose creativity, we lose spontaneity, we lose a sense of connection, and we get stuck in this very functional mode. It's just all doing, no being, right? What did you say in that episode? You're a human being.
Yeah, human being. I think you lose brain cells. I honestly believe that you lose some kind of brain function.
You definitely do, because you're just using the same neural pathways again and again and again, where play helps fire up new neural pathways. And then when you've done that, you're able to also problem solve better. You're able to think about things in fresh and new ways. So it has very clear benefits in all parts of life. And I think nowadays, because of things like social media, having fun, being joyful, a lot of it is performance. It's to be seen by others, not enjoyed in the moment. You know, it's the phone always being out at the concert as opposed to just jamming and having a good time. And document things, but not to the point that you're not even present anymore. So I think it's just that allowing ourselves to play and be present and enjoy joy itself means that we can reconnect with our intuition, with our curiosity, with pleasure. And play in itself is where possibility lives. So if you have been feeling like life is a bit meh, a bit flat, that maybe something's missing, it might well be that you're just not playing enough. Let's step into some research and insight.
Yay! Let's go. I love a bit of research.
So the foundational text for me regarding play is by Dr. Stuart Brown. and he's founded something called the National Institute of Play, or the National Institute for Play. So
I love it already.
yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
God bless you,
God bless
Dr. Stuart Brown.
So he's got a book. The book is called Play. You know, one thing I like about Stuart Brown, he names things. He's like, okay, I need a business about play.
He's on brand.
Yeah, it's a serious business and it's going to work across the nation. Okay, the National Institute for Play. Brilliant. He's like, I'm going to write a book about play. I want people to understand what it is from the offset. What am I going to call it? Play. So in this book, he makes a powerful case for play being as essential to us as sleep or food. He preaches that it's how we reconnect, it's how we recover, it's how we become resilient, it's how we problem solve, and that we don't really need more downtime, we need more delight.
Amen, sir.
You know, we are part-time neuroscientists, as you'll know from season 1. So as part-time neuroscientists, we can affirm the research that play releases dopamine and oxytocin, which means that it boosts your joy. It's that bonding and connection hormone flooding through your brain, and it also increases motivation. So I mean, what's not to love about? You see, did you just fall over from the shock?
It was my bottle.
It was just the shock of that.
My bottle was like, what? Motivation?
I'm going to be motivated to roll off this table. In a report, or a study, in Frontiers in Psychology from 2020, that study linked play to cognitive flexibility and higher life satisfaction.
I am not surprised, though.
No.
Like, play, it makes you smarter. Some of the smartest people that I've come across have a very healthy play lifestyle. Because you're using more of your brain, right? So you're gonna be like, I mean, okay, I'm not saying like I'm the smartest person in the world, but I've noticed that when I exercise, indulge in play, I'm able to approach problem solving at work much easier.
Yeah, I'm much sharper.
Yeah, I just, like, someone comes to me with a problem and like my neurons fire away. It's like, oh, here we go. Here's how we could do this. And whereas before I'll have been thinking about that same problem, but because like I was too much in it, I wasn't seeing it. But the moment I step away and it just, something happens. I don't know. It's very magical. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And as well as making you sharper and brighter, playful adults have been proven to be more resilient, to be less stressed, and more emotionally available. I mean, guys, if this is not a serious case for the importance of play, then switch off this podcast, unfollow us, and get lost. Okay?
This is your permission slip.
This is your permission
Just
slip.
whip out this study and say,
I'm gonna
science backs me up.
Yeah. Next time your boss says, Jessica, where is the report? Just say, listen, I've got to play.
Please, no!
When HR chases you on your constant disrespect of your boss, just say, excuse me, HR, I need to play. I've got to play first and then I'll get back to you.
We have to put that disclaimer you put on like alcohol. Please use responsibly.
Please use responsibly. Okay, don't be silly. But do be silly. But in all seriousness, I hope everything we're saying is bringing you round to the importance and the power of play. But I do realise that there can still be some blockers, right? Because if you haven't, Yemisi and I are both people who play differently, but we've always had our play. And we've been able to maintain play in different ways throughout our lives. And maybe we are speaking from a place of privilege in that way. And so there might be people listening who are like, okay, I hear you. I hear the benefits of play, but what the hell does it look like for me? Like, do I need to go to the park and run around and chase a squirrel? It's like, well, you're not a Labrador, so why would you do that? But if you have some concerns about play, what do you mean by play? I'm going to help you understand, and I'm going to borrow from Stuart Brown, because in his book Play, he outlines play personalities. And this is really helpful. So this is not your one and not the other. There are 8 different types. You can be a combination, you can be different things at different times. I'm definitely a combination of maybe all of them. But hopefully once I've talked through this, you will start to feel like, oh, okay. I see the kind of player I am. Player. And
the anticipation is killing me, Dulcie.
I know, that's why I'm trying to keep it going. I'm trying to
I was like, okay, I get it, let's go.
This is what I'm doing. Keeping everyone on their toes. I love it. So, are we ready to hear what
I'm ready.
It's like, for God's sake. Tell me where personality.
Because I love this stuff. I love stuff like this. Okay. And it's like, why are you withholding this information from me?
Give me the answers. Okay. So the first play personality is the Joker, which is a person who loves to joke and make people laugh. Pretty straighthtforward, right?
I have elements of that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, me too. I feel like the last 30 seconds have demonstrated that. The next one is the artist or the creator. This is someone who enjoys making and creating things.
Oui, c'est moi.
The next one is the explorer. Someone who loves to explore something new or different, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental. They just like new things. Uncharted land, uncharted territory.
Yes.
Next up, we have the competitor. They love a competitive game that has rules and they play to win. Next, we have... Let me just tuck my hair behind my ear. Next, we have the director. The director who enjoys planning and executing events and loves organisation.
I wonder who that could be, Dulcie. I wonder who it
could be. Dulcie director. Dulcie. D. I think we're making connections because we play. Our neurons are firing. Could it be that Dulcie's the director? Maybe. But Dulcie's also the competitor.
I love it. Dulcie, the director, competitor.
Competitor, joker. Sometimes explorer. Secretly creator. More to come, guys. More to come. All in all, Dulcie likes to play.
Dulcie likes to play.
The next one is the collector. This person enjoys gathering interesting collections of objects or experiences.
Oh my God. That's...
Tote bags.
Don't let my husband hear you.
Like when I first saw this, I was like, that's not really me. And then I looked to the left and I have this huge bag full of tote bags I've been collecting from around the world. And I was like, oh, maybe.
Oh my God. I collect, and then I won't even say I collect, I hoard.
Yeah. I hoard certain things, and it's like...
I'm a hoarder.
I had the audacity to look at myself when I saw the collection and be like, not so much. And then I was like, okay, tote bags, books, empty notebooks, pens, yeah.
Okay, stationery and me.
Yeah.
I did a clear out the other day, and I had pens from way back when I was teaching in 2013 or 14. And obviously they had dried up, but I didn't want to... I'm like, but they look so pretty.
So, listen, it's not a mental disorder. It's a play personality.
Like all things in life, it requires balance. But yeah, I can see myself definitely in the collector for sure. Yeah.
Now, the next one is one I struggle to pronounce, so apologies. I don't know why I can never say this word properly, but it's the kinesthete or the kinesthete.
Yeah, kine something.
You know,
So
like
basically,
kinesthetic movement.
Yes, movement. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's pronounced the kinesthete or the kinesthete.
Maybe
I'm going
like
to change it. I'm
athlete,
going to call it
kinesthetic.
the mover.
The mover, yeah, creative license. There we go.
Just playing. And this is someone who loves to move and push their body to see what it can do.
No, not me.
Not me. I'm anemic.
That is the one thing I am not. But my husband, definitely. I know a mover. And my daughter, oh Lord, them two together.
Moving. I say I'm not a mover, but I do a lot of dance classes.
Oh, okay,
and that's the only thing that, like, that's the way I enjoy moving my body.
Oh, yes, same. I enjoy dancing. But I don't push myself to any limits to see what I can do.
To push to see what I can do. I have far too many physical health challenges.
Exactly. I'm looking at my inhaler. My inhaler is looking at me like, girl, don't lie.
Okay. The final play personality is the storyteller. And this is someone who loves to use their imagination to tell stories, whether it's writing or acting. So yeah, like I said, you don't have to be just one. You can be any combination. As you probably guessed, I'm probably 6 of the 8.
Yeah, I think.
No, actually, realistically, I'm 7.
I think I'm like 6. I'm definitely not the director. A bit of the movie, so I'll say like 6.5, maybe 7.
Yeah, I'm definitely 7 of the 8 of these ones, and some to quite extreme lengths. Something for my therapist to deal with. But anyway, if you were kind of like, what does this all really mean? Like, how do I play? I'm hoping that somewhere in those 8 play personalities, you are seeing yourself and actually understanding probably that, I actually do play, but maybe I haven't seen it like that. And maybe it's something that I would position or describe as my guilty secret or my guilty pleasure. But actually, it's just play. And there's nothing to feel guilty about. And it's something that you should feed and enjoy and reap the massive benefits of it, as we've already outlined. Because, there's a kind of play for absolutely everybody. All right, next up, we're going to do living proof.
Yes, love living proof.
Okay, so this week's living proof, we have got the one, the only Ms. Issa Rae.
Yeah.
So, if you don't know, Issa Rae is one of these people that just seems to be able to do it all. She's a writer, a producer, an actress, an entrepreneur. She's built now this empire that is bold and beautiful and absolutely unapologetic. Now, most of us will know her from Insecure. OGs like my girl Yemisi here. Yes. You've known her
Quad Black Girl. We are the OGs back on YouTube.
Which is how she got her show Insecure. That's how she got the deal with HBO. But you might not know that she also has a record label. She also has a coffee shop co-working space. She also has a production company. And she's even signed a multi-year deal with Warner Media. But despite all that, Issa has been really intentional about protecting her joy. So she once said in an interview that every week she carves out time just to mess around. She has no work, no output, just no pressure. So she'll be dancing in her living room or hanging out with friends or writing music that no one is ever going to hear. And she does it all to stay connected to her creativity and her sense of play.
That's wonderful.
Awesome. So it's not by accident. She's doing this strategically. She said that she knows when she stops making time for her joy, that her creativity dries up and her energy gets totally blocked. So she has understood the stuff we've been talking about, right? Around there are very real, tangible benefits of play. Yeah. And so she said that play isn't something she just fits in whenever she can. It's something that she protects because she knows that that's where her power lives. And that's what it looks like when play is integrated into your life. It's not forced in. It's not something that you earn. It's something that you honor.
I love that.
Yeah. So if, there's something to take away from all of that, it's just to say that play is not the opposite of being a serious adult. It's part of being a whole one.
Yes.
And so reclaiming it as an integral part of your life is not childish. It's wise.
I love it.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you, Issa.
Thank you, Issa.
Okay. It is time for undo. Sorry, I really got serious. I'm very face off, Undo. I'm doing hand movements as well. I feel like Britney Spears.
I'm doing Vogue movements.
Exactly.
Hand movements. Undo. 100%.
So if you, dear listeners, are ready to bring a bit more joy into your week, into your lives, here are some things that you need to unlearn. Unlearn that play is a waste of time. Unlearn that joy must be earned. And unlearn that adults can only have fun if it's productive.
Bin it.
So if you want to sort of reflect a bit deeply on that one, think about, when did you stop giving yourself permission to play? And why?
I'm going to be digging into other people's traumas.
Yeah. Well, get your therapist on speed dial and start to reflect on these things.
We say this every episode.
Okay.
Get your therapist. Get a licensed professional on speed dial.
Think about one area of your life that used to feel like fun, but maybe now feels a bit forced or a bit bland. And then think about what it would feel like if you were to reclaim a small moment of silliness. So just notice where maybe you're reaching for joy, but you're still judging yourself for it. Yeah.
Right through the heart. Oh, I felt that one.
So, of course, with all that unlearning, we need to do something new, right? So
yes.
I think this week, just try one thing, because I think reclaiming play, if it's something that has fallen out of your life, it is not something you can fix overnight and suddenly just turn up tomorrow and being all playful. You're not Timmy Mallet or something, or you're not Mr. Blobby. You're a normal person.
God.
Maybe this is my imagination, I don't think Mr. Blobby was a man in a costume. I think that was a real thing. And I think it was like a demon.
They should do a horror film based on Mr. Blobby. Jeepers Creepers.
I could absolutely write one of those today. Because I think a lot about
basically Jeepers Creepers, but Mr. Blobby.
Yeah. I've in my
one.
mind have so many stories about Mr. Blobby, and none of them are good.
That's a good one. That's
very
a good
dumb.
horror one.
Yeah, because I do think Mr. Blobby was a demon, but So guys, now that you've had that interesting insight into my mind and how it works, why don't you try something new? Try one playful experiment this week. So your play doesn't have to be dark. You don't have to go as dark as
that, yeah.
No. You can stay light and bright. Easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. If you want to bring more play into your life, try just one playful experiment this week. Remember, there is no outcome, there's no performance, nobody needs to know but you. This is just about you being present and joyful and letting yourself play. Now, we've talked about the different play personalities, so you've probably got a sense of where you are and therefore what you might like to do. So it might be that you have a particular playlist and you just get into your bedroom or in the kitchen, wherever you are, and just dance and nobody's watching, because nobody is watching. So have fun with it. It could be that there's a childhood game that you remember just really, really loving. Go outside. So it doesn't have to be something you do with someone else. Just go out for a walk. Don't plan it. Just go. I mean, obviously, be safe, be sensible. Just go and see what happens. So there are so many different things you can do. Do what feels good, what feels comfortable. It can be tiny, but just let play in this week. Okay? Yeah. Awesome. Let's take a quick pause. If you've been stuck in routine lately, or if life's just started to feel a bit grey, this might be for you. The Play Project is a 30-day audio course designed to help you reconnect with joy, creativity, and that spark you've been missing. No pressure, no screens, just a few minutes a day to make you feel more like yourself. It's light, powerful, and fits into real life. And because you're here with us on Undo, you can get 10% off with the code PLAY10. Head to thisisworkwell.com/playproject or just tap the link in the show notes. Okay, let's get back to the show. So before we go, if this episode has sparked something in you and you want to dive deeper into topic of play, here are a few books that are worth a read. The first one, kind of obvious, it's the book Play by Dr. Stuart Brown. So it's a really good book. It is quite old at this point, but it really stands. It has stood the test of time. It's thoughtful, it's surprising, and there's some really lovely real life stories in there. The next one might sound a bit counter to what I'm talking about, but it's called The Art of Rest by Claudia Hammond, and she touches on how play and rest work together. So it's a really good one for thinking about how we recharge. We did rest last week. WorkWell is about work, rest and play. These things go together for a reason, right? So it's well worth a read when even thinking about play. And the final one is a big fave for us. It's Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert.
I loved this book, my word.
And it's a book that you will come back to again and again and again. So it's ideal for creatives, but I really think it's for absolutely anybody who just wants more freedom, more joy. It's such a liberating read.
Yes.
It's also very readable. You can get
Yes. She is so conversational in it, and she talks to you like a friend.
Yes.
Read it. Yeah. It's really good.
Really, really good book. So you can find all of those in the show notes, and they're also all in the library on the WorkWell website, as well as all the other books we talk about in this podcast. So I think that might be us. Are we good? Are we done?
We are great.
All right, let's wrap this up. So if this episode gave you a nudge toward joy, we hope you follow it. And if someone in your life needs permission to have a little bit more fun, please send this their way.
Yes, and if you've got a few seconds, a 5-star rating or a quick review really helps us reach more people.
It really does. We're also doing short minisodes this season where we unpack real dilemmas from listeners. So if there's something you're wrestling with, it could be boundaries, it could be burnout, send us an email. Send it to dilemma@thisisworkwell.com, and don't worry, we will make sure that you stay anonymous.
Want to keep up with us online? You'll find all the links in the show notes.
Next time, we are talking about support. Not bras. We're talking about...
Bravissimo, call us.
Yes.
Call us, Bravissimo.
Please. Don't... You've blocked me. Unblock me, Bravissimo. But we're not talking about that kind of support. We're talking about the support that helps you grow, not just hypes you up. We'll be digging into what it means to have the right people in your corner and how to build a circle that reflects where you're going, not just where you've been.
Yes.
So we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.